Hi, I'm Jason from Deco Products, here to demonstrate our FAST-LOK clamping systems. In the other videos, we looked at our preformed clamps, but there's times where you can't use a preformed clamp. Preformed clamp is meant to go over the end of the object that you're trying to clamp, but there's times where you can't get there. It's blocked off. For that reason, we have strapping. You can buy just straight strapping, it's not a preformed clamp. And in order to apply strapping, we need a different tool than the tools that we used for the preformed clamps. So in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating our C-2 tool, which is used for applying strapping. Before we go any further, safety glasses, and we're going to move the camera so we can see better what's happening. Okay, to apply strapping, we're going to take the strapping out of the carton, and I actually have my coil down here on the floor. Here's the end of the strap. And we're going to need a buckle. We're going to wrap the strap around the pipe with a double wrap, and we're going to apply the buckle, tucking the strap through the buckle on each wrap. To get the proper tensioning, we need 2 complete wraps, and then fold underneath the buckle. So let's demonstrate that right now. The buckle goes on with the ears forward, away from the strap as you insert it. So I'm inserting it this way with the ears forward. Now I'm going to take my strap and move it under my pipe that I'm going to clamp until I have the end. This is 1 wrap through. I'm going to tuck the strap through the buckle, and this may be a little tight as we wrap, but you can see I tucked underneath the buckle with the first wrap. Now I'm going to continue to feed more strapping and push it all the way through. Underneath until I get a second wrap. So now I've got a second wrap that I need to also tuck under the buckle. I'm going to give myself a little more slack here. Okay, so I'm going to tuck this inside the buckle as well. So I'm going right under the previous wrap. It gets tight. Okay, I've gotten it through. So if you can see this on the camera, I've got the tail right here. It's been wrapped around the pipe once and through the buckle, around the pipe a second time, and through the buckle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold that strapping completely under the buckle, like this. It's completely under the buckle. I'm just going to give it a squeeze. So at this point I've got a piece of continuous strapping, and I've basically made a clamp with a double wrap. Now I need to tighten that clamp. It's obviously far too big for this workpiece. Now before I grab my C-2 tool, I'm going to pull some of this excess strapping back through just to get this clamp closer to the size that I really need before I apply it. So there. Seated where I want it seated. Okay. Now, I'll grab the C-2 tool, which is meant for strapping. There's a slot through the side of the tool, and there's a pulling dog and a holding dog inside there that grabs that strap and allows us to ratchet it. So to get the strapping onto the tool, I need to open up the tool like this, and I need to hold this down. So I'm holding like this, and it may take a little practice, but I want to get my strapping right through the slot, through the center of the tool, just like that. Now the strapping is through the tool is ready to ratchet, and the clamp is the right size for the hose. So I will start gently ratcheting with short little strokes like this. I'm going to move this off my stand. There. So I'm tightening with short little strokes until I get the tightness that I want right there. So So this clamp is tightened where I want it. Now, to set this, I'm going to push the whole, hold my piece, push my whole tool upward, like this, putting a bend in the strapping right at the buckle. Now that bend is temporarily holding this until we can set this clamp completely. But we still have all this excess strapping. So we use the red handle and push it forward, which is our cutting tool, to cut the strapping. So there. I've now cut the strapping, and I can remove the tool. The remaining strapping is still in the tool, and I can clear that by pulling it out of the tool like this. So for now we're finished with our C2 tool, and we have the tail of our clamp sticking upright like this. To finish the clamp, we'll take our hammer and we'll hammer that down in between those ears. So that tail is down in between the ears, flatten it out a little bit. And then to finish it completely, I'm going to knock the ears over on either side. Little hammer strokes like this, just to retain the end of that strap so it can't break free. Okay, so now our clamp is completely set. This is how we use strapping with the C2 tool, FAST-LOK tool. Thank you for watching, and please check out our other videos for our other FAST-LOK products.